Good evening, beautiful people. I hope all is well, and if it's not, I hope it gets well for you. We're going to move right in to tonight's session about healing. And this is healing from past traumas, current traumas, fears, whatever you want to classify it as. We're going to boil it down to healing from hurt. And let's start with the fact that it's not easy. It's not easy feeling hurt, sitting in that feeling that something has hurt you that much to where it affects how you operate in your present being. That is really hard to deal with. Some people get into depression, anxiety, schizophrenic, manic. It's a plethora of different ailments that come from hurting. And you never know what it is until it comes up and someone may see it, or you may see someone else going through it and you're like, oh shoot, that's what that is. Didn't even know I was hurting from this that entire time. It happens to a lot of us, way more than you think, who get hurt, who feel hurt and act accordingly and act unhealthily, who end up hurting themselves more unintentionally because they've been hurt. It's not easy to go through that. Everyone handles pain differently. Some people suppress it and lets it grow and lets it harbor and it explodes in this nasty mess. Some people ignore it and let it subconsciously spew out in different ways that they're not aware of. Some people sit in it and it makes them uncomfortable, makes people around them uncomfortable, causes a lot of harm to be hurt if you don't deal with it properly. And to start, you have to acknowledge that you've been hurt. You have to sit here and look at yourself and say, that hurt my feelings. And a lot of people aren't willing to say that they were hurt, they were affected. They're so nonchalant. They've been raised, brought up with a mindset of it doesn't hurt, it doesn't bother me. So they won't even acknowledge that they've been hurt. Secondly, you have to sit in how that makes you feel. Dang, that hurt. And now I'm confused because I thought it was this way, but it's that way. Oh, I'm really hurt and I'm angry because this happened to me. Never would have thought, never would have done it, but it still happened to me. Why? It all depends on who you are, what your mindset is. And we're all different. So who knows what the outcome may be? Thirdly, is what can I do to fix it? What can I do to make sure that does not happen to me again, or to make sure I don't react the same way that it happens to me again, or to say, you know what, it is what it is, nothing I can do about it, let me move on. Let me just forget it happens. It may be sad, it hurt, but hey, that's life. Let me move on. And then you move on. And then you live because you've learned that hurt. Let me make sure I don't put myself in a position to be hurt again. And if it does happen, I know the warning signs, so I know how to deal with it, and I'm going to move on because life moves on. Whether you believe it or not, life moves on. Not saying that what you went through doesn't matter, but it only matters in that moment to give you a lesson and why this happened, what you don't want to deal with. And in the future, if it comes and it's worse, you know how to immediately redirect yourself because that's what life is about. It's about learning, going through it, and moving on from it. And if you see someone else going through the same thing, hey, if I were you, I wouldn't. Because I know when I went through it, this was the outcome. Not saying it's the same for you, but something to look out for. Because so many of us are walking into life so blind, not knowing what to expect, not knowing how to deal with it. And the humane thing to do is to help them out with that, which is your prerogative. If you don't want to, hey, you don't have to. But I'm pretty sure you helping someone else will make you feel better or may bring a sense of healing into your life about your own situation. You never know. It's always best to move in love because love is healing. Love brings a sensation over your body that's unmatched. So it's best to move in that vibration of love. Love yourself. Loving yourself is a part of healing. Knowing that you don't like how things make you feel and you're not going to deal with it. You're not going to let it affect you like you did before. You're not going to let it take you under how you did before. You're going to know that, oh, well, that doesn't serve me. Next. You're going to be able to move on from it. Healthy. You're not going to want to run to a plant, a chemical, a bottle, a person, sugar, gossip. You're not going to want to run to that because you know that just puts you into a deeper depression, into a deeper sense of anxiety, into a deeper dark hole that you really don't want to be in. It's really hard to get yourself out of it because if you lack the discipline of not being able to sit in and deal with your problems and running to something that's easier, that's harmful, you're not going to have that same discipline to say, this is enough. It's going to take longer. It's going to be harder. So it's best to deal with it healthy and move on from it. Take a walk, go work out, read a book, talk to someone, eat something healthy, smile, do an act of service, something positive that says that situation does not define me. I'm still going to be that light that I was destined to be. Because a lot of us are stars in the sky. And the sooner we realize it, the sooner we'd be able to walk in it. Some of you out there right now are a light, and these evil forces are trying to dim you. And you're allowing it because you don't know anything different, and that's okay. But as soon as you come consciously aware of your power, the better you'll be able to shine on yourself and others. Because you just being you is enough. Some of us need to realize that we have stars in our lives, people who are here to make us feel better, and vice versa, bouncing off each other's energy. You make me feel better, I make you feel better. Not just from physical, but spiritual. Your presence when we're together, your aura when we're together, your words of affirmation when we're together, your smile, your outlook on life. All of that makes a difference in you being the star that you were destined to be. So it's time to grow. It's time to change. It's time to redirect. It's time to unlearn. It's time to relearn. It's time to love ourselves so that we could better love others. Because the more we put into ourselves, the more we love the environment around us, the more the environment around us will love us. Until next time.